All right, we're back, huh? Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. A bit of a late start today. Also, going to be pretty much a pretty light day. We're just going to finish up this PC Engine LT real quick and get that going. I now have a cat on my shoulder, which is amazing because she's going to try to jump down on my workbench, I have a feeling. Well, you were really just wanting to hang out with me today, huh, cat? Yeah, she sure is. So, yeah, I was supposed to show up back again last weekend, but I got sick or something. I don't know. But that minor headache that I had that was really making me feel like crap in the middle of my stream ended up getting worse and worse. And yeah, I just did not have it in me last weekend to do another stream on Sunday. I do apologize, but yeah, just not in the headspace for it. So, today we're gonna try just to get this thing put back together. Hopefully, shouldn't be much of an issue. Looking at this cartridge connector here, there was some minor, it's kind of hard to call it damage, but these pins are they're very very fragile, and so some of them got a little kind of wonked out of shape here. Nothing too major. Just got to kind of bend them back to get. It's kind of hard to show, but you can see that some of them are sticking out a little bit longer than they should be, and that's mainly because when I was trying to remove this, I guess a little bit of solder was still stuck into it. So basically, I got to go in this little array of pins here and find all the ones that are kind of pushed down a little bit farther than the rest and see if I can rebend them back up a little bit. It's not a huge deal because, again, at the end of the day, they just need to make good contact with this. And that's another thing I've got to do. We've got a couple of these through holes that just had some too much corrosion on them. So what ended up happening was I couldn't get all the solder out of them. So we're gonna have to go ahead and just manually clear out some of those holes. We're gonna reinstall the cartridge reader. Do one more look around the board. I'm looking now. Everything does look to be in place. And the good thing about these boards, as I was talking about before, is that majority of these caps, the negative side all faces north, so it's pretty easy to go do a nice visual inspection of things and figure out what's potentially wrong. But thankfully, I paid attention to that last week, so we should be pretty good there. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Let's get this cartridge connector. Well, you know what? I think we're going to start with. Let's just get the. We'll work on clearing out some of these through holes real quick. I'm going to change my soldering tip here to something a little bit beefier so that this goes easier now. I can pull out my favorite tip. This nice little chisel. Alright, there we go. That should heat up. I'm going to go grab another cup of coffee real quick. And then we'll get another microscope. My cat's good. Oh, what the heck? Don't you think about it, Loki. That's not your seat. You were thinking about it. I know you were. Anyway, this should be a pretty quick stream today. About an hour or two, maybe, at most. I do have some real life stuff I need to take care of today. I was hoping to get on a little bit earlier, but as luck would have it, I just needed a morning. I like taking my time in the morning, to be quite honest. So we got that going for us. Let's put my trash can away real quick. Now we'll bring the microscope out. I'll just show you here real quick. You can see at the end there, just a couple of these. I'm just going to need to kind of tap with a little bit of flux and some braid. N1 specifically. It's definitely looking a little full. But most of these I probably would be okay with sliding the connector through. But I just think for maybe posterity's sake, or just to have a little something extra to do, we'll clear all this crap. Shouldn't need too much flux. Yeah, that one in the middle there is definitely something that need to get touched up. Now let's see here. This should be good enough. I've got some 1.5 millimeter wick. Let's see here. We might need to bump the iron temp up. I'm at 365 right now. We may need to bump it up a little bit, but we'll try. I like to prefer to work with lower temps. Yeah, that seems to be just fine. You know, flux is our friend. It definitely makes pulling the solder out of these joints, or these through holes, very effortless. Yeah, see, this is going great. So let's just get over here. Okay. Perfect. Just comes up like butter. Now this one was our worst offender. Look at that. Just a quick little tap is really all you need. Now we'll get this guy up here. Okay. All right, to me that looks okay. I don't really feel like I need to go much further than that. So I think we'll just go ahead and just clean up some of this flux while we're here. You know, I always see people do that, and I never get it to work. I always have to use alcohol. I just think it's better. I need to go get one of those little syringes that I could just drop alcohol right on the board. I don't know. Stuff. Okay, that. Now we come over here. That's the same thing. Looks good to me, though. A little bit of flux up here. We'll just go ahead and get a nice little scrub of this. This little squeaky sound is kind of what we want to hear. Squeaky clean, eh? You can see some alcohol just trapped in those through holes, but that's okay. That should just be alcohol that's in there, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. That'd either evaporate or whatever. It's not going to cause any harm. But you can still see signs of some of the, just a little bit of that capacitor leakage right there. But all those look pretty good to me. Didn't see anything that kind of screamed out, fix me. And there we go. We can see some a little bit of fluff right here. Let's just pull this out real quick just so it's not going to get in the way later. Yeah. Very, very minor mask damage, which I'm very happy with, considering there is a decent chunk of corrosion. I think this board was less corroded than the other board in certain spots, but definitely still had the fair share damage to cap leakage. The 220K. These look okay. That is that a little bit of fuzz, or just don't think now I've got. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let's see if we could maybe. So I bought these little tiny. They're meant to clean in between your teeth, and I bought them because they're flexible. They've got a decent. These are medium bristles, medium strength. So you could slide them in between things like so, and still get a pretty good scrub going on, and not damage or risk ripping stuff off the pads because the wire is so flexible that it'll deform before it does damage. And I've been pretty happy with it. Kind of an idea that I had, and ended up working out okay. They don't hold alcohol very well, but if you just drip it on the board and just use it to scrub, it'll at least loosen some of that flux up. And then you could maybe get in there with the cotton bud or just leave it be and just hope that it's alright. But let's see, I can kind of come in here now. Just tap things with the cotton bud. Right? Just a little tap-taparoo. And so we've got just some extra crud cleaned up off that board, but looking pretty good. So we'll pull this off to the side for now, and then we should take a look at this. So here's kind of maybe a more close-up view. Might have a little trouble because of how shiny it is. But yeah, you can see. Probably going to end up cleaning this with a toothbrush. There is one. See, I was actually on this one right here at the end. Quite concerned that I pulled the pad, but thankfully I didn't. So that one at the end there got a little wonkified. Let's hit this up with some alcohol and a toothbrush, just real gently. I'm gonna go across things here. Sorry, I know it's kind of blurry and out of focus, but let's just see if maybe clean the surface of that up a little bit. Their end there has got some fuzz on it. I think I got to pull it out. Yeah. There we go. Just a lot of hair in this house, unfortunately. Not just a dust bunny too as well. Okay. I mean, overall, it's looking okay, but you could see, yeah, and then if I pull it up like this, you can see how. Let me see if I can get a little. So this guy should be See how that bend is far up? And if I take a look at this, it's almost like you gotta, let's see if maybe I can get some better focus going on here. Okay. All right, so that. This guy right here. Now you don't want to pull it too hard because you pull the pin right out of the slot. Part of me is wondering if this is even really worth it. The only time this will be a real major issue is if it's bent more to the left or the right and it's stopping it from sliding in. Because getting these things lined up is kind of a pain in the butt. So let's just go ahead and see if we can't maybe just get it in. Okay. Might actually need to flip this board over real quick and see. I gotta get better focus going here, but okay. You can see how some of them are perfectly fine, but that top row is, it looks like there's no pins there. It's probably because they are not lined up right. So I'm just kind of trying to eyeball this into place first. And then we'll take a look under the microscope again, but I'm feeling it's going to be very similar. Okay, so we're mostly there, but not completely. Okay, so this is the tricky part. So we've got all those. The second from the end here is looking a little weird. Oh, that's fine. You can see how that one is. Look at that. That is not good. So that one is way out of whack. Now, thankfully, if it really ever came down to it, I can order replacement HuCard readers from China. They're a little expensive, but I just don't know how I'm gonna. There we go. Try to straighten it out a bit while not bending all the other pins around it. Okay. So it's still a bit wonky, but that one really got knocked out of whack there, huh? I think the problem I had was I just tried to maybe just bend it back without. How can I reshape you? How can I do this? I don't have to go too crazy, but I do have to. It's like I wish I had a really fine pair of needle nose. Oh, I thought I had some pliers around here somewhere, but maybe a thicker straight edge tweezer might help here. Just kind of trying to there we go. All right, I pulled it down a little bit further, but now we can see. Okay, so that's better. Still a little wonky, but not too crazy. Let's try this again now. All it takes is just one pin really not in the right spot. And I'm not putting much pressure on the cartridge reader either. But yeah, we could see. So the two end pins aren't right, and I'm still not getting any from the back row. That's very interesting. That does look like they're all in line pretty much. But it's definitely not right, yeah. And I could hear them kind of creaking against the. Do you want to just. Yeah. Got dry fitting from the opposite side of the board because you can see a little bit better. Maybe I could figure out what pins it's not liking. Kind of had a sneaking suspicion this was going to give me a bit of a pain in the ass, but see now. Oh, that's the other thing too. I can probably need to bend these back a little bit. And some resistor arrays that. So those are over their holes. So that's where it should be, right? It is supposedly lined up correctly. But this time I'm not seeing anything. Oh. Kind of hoping maybe, yes, and there's the first row again. I still can't. I see something moving back there, but it's almost kind of like I want to line up the row that's not coming through first. But the issue. Oh, wait. No? No. Oh, haha. We're in. That was all it took. Okay. So, just take a quick look around. Everything does look to be okay. There's that one wonky pin. So I could probably just tack some of these in and then fix the rest. I don't really have too many issues here. I was kind of worried thinking about it. Looking at the inside of the cart connector real quick. If any of those wonky pins. Let's get some autofocus going here. Autofocus. Just so I can inspect without having to go crazy. Oh, that's right. It reads on the top. So I'm just looking to make sure that all those pins at the top there look to be in place. I don't see anything out of wonkiness, so I don't think I'm going to really muck with the... I might try to rebend them a little bit. But I think for the most part, as long as I've got good contact here. So let's go ahead and just... We're gonna do a little something here. That should let me at least free up my hand a little bit. Just tap that guy. Perfect. So now I'm just gonna have to make sure all the pins are coming through okay. Oh, that coffee is good. Man, I've got to sell so much of this crap. I've got a whole boatload of repaired stuff I need to sell. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll start from the middle here, because I am going to try maybe just slightly get that back into place. I don't need to go too crazy with the flux on this, but just as long as every pin's got a little bit of goop, I'll be happy. Perfect. And then I guess we'll just work back our way back down. And this is the easy work, in my opinion. Alright, there's the wonky pin. Okay. I had a couple down here. That one right in the middle and the one near the end look like they're just a tiny bit light on solder here. This guy right here just needs just a tiny bit more. Otherwise, looking pretty good. Yeah, yeah. And we'll get the rest later. Okay, so now I'm gonna focus on is just seeing if maybe I can pull that one pin up just a tiny bit. I think the best way to fix this would probably be trying to like hold it in place and then solder it in. Yeah, see, the problem is I don't really have. Maybe I'll grab these Ineasies real quick. These are a much thinner point, so I should be able to get in there a little bit better. Not really though. I don't want to deform the pins around it. And again, like I'm not gaining anything by fixing this. It's just all aesthetic, really. I just don't know. I think I want to grab this, pull up just a bit. So like that, almost perfect. So we could see here, it's more like that just needs to get pushed down. Maybe that's how we do it. Just push down just a little bit like that. It's almost like, do I push down and do I solder and push down? You know what? I think just because I really just don't want to break shit here, I'm just going to say F it. I really just want to say F it because I don't see the point in potentially damaging this when I'm so close to buttoning it up for literally nothing. Why fix what ain't broke, really? If I really needed to come back in here and reposition this, it's not going to be hard to do. Perfect. And then we'll just flip the board real quick. And we will do it from the other side now. Alright. And we'll just, same thing. A little bit of flux on all of the pins. I mean, we're going to have a lake of flux by the time we're done, but that's okay. Okay. Well, here we go, folks. Just come on in. Alright, I can't tell if that's just a shadow. I think we're just going to tap this one just in case. There we go. Just looks like a shadow. Alright, so a little scrub a dub. Thanks for the grub. And we'll have completed the cartridge reader reinstallation. I used a lot, and I mean a lot of flux. Getting a foaming effect. I'm not sure why. Yeah, you see that? Why am I getting a foaming effect? That's weird. Actually, I've never really seen that before. I do have a new toothbrush too. Let's try a new toothbrush and see if there's something on the board that's doing that. No. Might have been something on that toothbrush though. What the heck? Just test points, I'm guessing. We could see nice shiny joints. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna probably give it another clean. Yeah, it's just the light makes those things look so pitted. All right, we're gonna just clean this again. We're gonna clean this a couple of times. I'll go over it with a cotton bud. That's what I'm trying to say. I know this is kind of not very interesting, but all part of it. Just soak up anything that might have not washed off the board there. Looking good though. That one long boy right there. Thankfully there's nothing that it's gonna short out on or anything like that when I reinstall the board to the case. Looking good. I have to say, I think we're looking good there. I think we are kind of looking good there. So that's the completed board. That's probably not the greatest shot, but I got that cartridge slot reader reinstalled. You can still see those little weird malformed pins, but I'm not going to bother with it. It does bother the crap out of me, though. I will admit that. I want everything to be as good or better than the factory when I put it back, but when you're dealing with very delicate and rare items, sometimes it's better just to leave enough alone. Know when you've done all you need to do. In this case, I have done that. So, I guess now we will begin the reassembly process. Okay. Now, anybody who was with me the last time around when I did this knows what a huge pain in the ass it is to get this thing put back together. Because we've got these 3 ribbon cables right here, right? And they've got very little flex to them. So, I think, does this go like this? Yeah, that fits just like that. Oh, we'll put that on the end there. Now I did kind of want to, so this is the bottom plate, because that's what I was saying, there's nothing for that cartridge connector to short out on. Let's go ahead and a little bit of dust, but nothing crazy. So it goes like this. So the extension port goes in the back, just like so. Now the problem I had with this last time was the... Alright, so there's some screw brosses right here, right, and here that need to go through the cartridge reader. As we can see, there we go. Sometimes they don't want to line up, so you gotta push the cartridge reader back just a little bit to get everything to line up. Okay, and then I've got to go find my bag of tricks here. Oh my. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, almost ran off without doing a very important spot. So we have one thing I've got to do before I can actually call this good. I have to put back the RF shield. And this should take just a couple of seconds anyway, but the trick is remembering how it goes in. And I think it was like this because it's not going to fit like that. And I might need to... Where is it like that? There we go. Okay. So, thankfully, you can see the hello, sir. Nice to see you. Welcome to my stream. We are working on a PC Engine LT currently. I am fitting the RF shield back in. Good. Alright, was there one more point? Anyway. Let me get back under the microscope. Just a real quick solder job here. So we've got these points all along the board here. And we're just gonna dap them up with a little bit of flux. Mr. Ben Gazelle, I'm probably butchering your name. I'm horrible with names. Much better with faces. I believe this is the first time I've seen you in my stream before. If you don't mind me asking, how'd you stumble across me? Because I'm a pretty unknown, unimportant fella who does nothing to promote his dreams. So always, always interests me to figure out how people find me and what country they're from and how they're doing. I hope you're doing good. Okay, there's two. Now let's see here. So I got those two. There's a couple in the front here. Right there. Is that it? Just I guess so, because that doesn't have a... Yeah, just one more. So 3 solder points for this shield. And it's right there. Okay. Let's see here. No, we're a little blurry, but it's really not worth it to fix the focus for now. For such a short job. Perfect. All right. Alrighty. You know, I almost forgot that. That's kind of why I store things the way I do, so that all the parts for the thing are in the same spot. So when I go to put things back together, I can realize what I'm missing. Okay, actually, we can just go ahead and maybe do this instead. Get some focus. I'm gonna work, I think my next focus when I get some time and some extra money is I'm gonna figure out a better lens for my overhead camera so I get a closer view, but wider view of my workspace. I don't know, it's been a very, very long time since I've actually had to muck with actual photography, so I'm a bit rusty. Okay, should be good. Just grab maybe the little squeaky squeak around the areas. And the other one was, where was that? Here it is. Looking good though. Alright. Alright, that shield is as attached as it's gonna get. Cool. Alright. Back to what we were doing before. Okay. Alrighty. Once again, I did that off camera, but just had to align the cartridge reader with the screw brosses, and we should be good to go if I remember right. I think all the screws in this are the same size. And there aren't many of them. Oh. Actually, I'm wrong. Let's see what we've got here. So, I think those are the case screws. These should be... The silver ones should be the internals. The black ones are the externals. And then we've got a couple of power switches we got to put back. So let's just go ahead and Of course, here, let's do this and see if maybe, can you see? No, you can't see. Of course. So, yeah, it's a little blown out. That's another thing. Maybe I can figure out the white balance. Okay, so these, anytime you screw any metal into plastic, you should just really, the moment it gives you any sort of major resistance, just stop. Especially since all this is really doing is just holding the PCB against the bottom half of the case, so it doesn't need to be too crazy. Okay, should be okay. Just making sure those screw heads are, yeah, we're okay. Just give them a quick little extra little quarter turn there. Perfect. Perfection. All right, so now the power switch thankfully only goes on one way. Maybe just make sure that still works. Probably be a little wobbly until I get the case on. I think if I remember this right, the black switch goes on the back. And then the gray switch goes right here. Oop. So you got to make sure you've got, so you can see how there's the notch. You want the notch to go down, and it'll slot right over that switch for you, just like so. And if you want to test it, you can. And this switch controls the TV function, which I had to discover. All right, so now this is kind of the nerve-wracking part here. So I've got to be gentle with these. Just make sure they're lifted up. Don't want to go too crazy. They shouldn't need much pressure. Okay, let's flip that around so I can use my right hand. Once you kind of feel or hear the snap up, then you know you're good. Probably a little bit better to use plastic, but or fingernails if you've got them. I actually just cut my nails not too long ago, so I've got no fingernails. Now, before I lose those damn screws, let's put them back into the bag. This way they don't disappear into the ether, so to speak. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. You got it. One more. There we go. All right, now basically what we've got to do here is I'm gonna try with the speaker plugged in. I'm probably gonna be better off doing it like this with the connectors facing me. All right, so we go big, small, big. And I honestly cannot remember what order was better. I think moving from the back of the unit towards the front was better. I could be wrong on that. No, I could actually do it the opposite since everything's... Oh, that's why I didn't want to do that. Son of a bitch. Okay. So, let me... Before I lose... Why you can't do it that way? Because your switches will fall out. Now, I probably could install the switches last, and maybe I will end up doing that, but let's go ahead and yank the speaker wire for now. I just lost it again. Alright. I gotta find that before I break it. Let's go. There you are. Okay. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Okay. Well, let's try once more. So I think the ribbon cable I'm looking at now is actually is responsible for sending the display, and I think the middle one is the power for the LCD. Boy, it's tough to film and do at the same time. You would think that maybe no, I can technically do a little bit. Can't go too crazy tilting this, but it is very, very awkward. I do remember struggling mightily with this last time too, which is kind of why I never went back and reopened the other one, even though I have new components to install on that one. I still have yet to diagnose the low sound issue on it as well. Yeah, see, that's what I'm worried about. Fuck my life, dude, really? Well, hopefully they're okay. This is definitely a pain here. Okay, partially there, almost. No, it's still a little canted on the one side. I'm being very protective of the... Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do, god damn it. try to see if I can. Yeah, at this point I'm thinking, screw the switches, I'll install them later. Yeah, it's definitely not seating correctly. That's because there's no, yeah, it's, sometimes the modern ribbons will give you tabs or a harder part of the plastic to use as leverage, and that does not exist on these ribbons, so it's kind of hard to get purchased. So let's see here. This is well, first of all, Uncle Sam, welcome back. A long time no see. And then Eat Your Uranium. This is my personal PC Engine LT, although I do have another one that I fixed up in 2023 that I am planning on trying to sell. Yeah, and Uncle Sam, these ribbons are a particular pain in the butt because of how compact everything is. It's so hard to get things lined up. That's how you got to do it right there, but all right, let's see here. Maybe I do the other way around. Grab this tweezer. Try to just very gently. No, it does not want to cooperate with me. I could give up on this and try going the other way, but I think it's going to be more difficult. Oh, I hope my audio is coming through. I think it is. I did have that one stream where my mic just died in the middle of it for some odd reason. I think I got that figured out. Part of the process is so frustrating because it should not be this difficult, but it is. There's just no room to work. I just need one more set of hands, really. If I had a worker, a helper, it'd probably be better off. Alright, I think, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Might need to go over that one again. It's looking a little like I pulled it out just a little bit too much. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, didn't really work out how I wanted it to, but that's okay. I think we've got the technique now. There we go. That's what I need to do. If I get it through this, get my finger on it just the right way, Oh, now I'm super sad because I had it in there and promptly screwed that up. I'm thinking as long as I can just kind of get it guided in there. Keep pushing the bail down. Alrighty, come on, you gigantic pain in my butt. Let's go. Let's get you in where you need to be so I can move on. I have things I need to do today. This is supposed to be a very, very, very short stream. No, that's in there. That's not going any deeper. No, well, I thought it was in there. I keep pulling it out. Son of a bitch. Well, at the end of this, I'm gonna be an expert anyway. Okay. We've got the feel for it now, at least. I've just gotta focus on not pushing down the other bales. Okay. It still feels like it still looks wonky to me. It's hard to explain, it just doesn't look right, that's all. No, see, and it's not. It keeps coming out. Part of me was wondering if maybe it is easier going. Damn, I just had it. Oh, I know this is all off camera and so not interesting, but I don't even know if I could really capture this if I wanted to. Okay. So I think that's 2. Fudge. Ah, dang it. And now the other one just came out too. Son of a bitch, man. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Okay, well, we try again. Guess we just go back to the method we know kind of works somewhat. So I think that I depressed that bail down some. I did. But just the act of putting the rivet in is making the bail go down, which makes getting the rivet in a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, see, like right now, that right side got clicked down. See? Okay, well, I don't know. Hopefully my microphone's working for y'all. See, I just did it again. Okay, so now that's firmly, that is slotted as far in as it can go. So when I push these down, I should be, yes, okay. That might have been my problem from before, is I might have just been pushing that bail down just a little bit too far. And it wasn't letting the cable slide in good. Because that one's got a tab on it, which makes me wonder if the other one probably has a tab on the other side, and I'm just not seeing because of the way I'm putting it in. All right. Boy, I'm going to be real sad if I go back and take a look at this VOD and realize that my audio isn't working for y'all, or my mic's not working for y'all. So, maybe we'll get a little greedy here. Since this is the last one, I'll put that switch into place. We'll plug the speaker in. A little bit easier to do with the clamshell open as much as possible. So I think my order of operations is probably the way to do it. Work from back to front, and then everything should hopefully, ba-boom. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. Almost forgot the most important thing. Let's see here. So we should, as long as I'm careful, just have to slide this little guy back into place, and that way, when I open the unit, we're gonna get some screws in this thing first, rather than rip irreplaceable ribbon cables and whatnot. Looking good. All the seams are in line. Okay. And we are going to dump these screws out. I have 5 of them. So let's just go ahead and slot them on in. Let's grab a slightly smaller bit there. 2 more. Last one. Okay. And now, when you open her up, that's what she looks like on the inside. All my switches are still functional. Okay, what's that back one do again? Is that the... it's just the TV thing. Alright, so I'm pretty sure... this is a 10-volt system. Let's see, does it tell me on the side here? 9-volt, DC in 9-volt, okay. So... got that now. Pretty sure that's right, because the other one should be a 7-volt for the 7-volt for the PC Engine GT. So we have 700 milliamps. So let's go ahead and get this set up here. 9-volt 2 amp. We're gonna drop the current down to, yeah, 1 amp should be fine. Or maybe we do 0. Let's give it the good old exact power supply specifications, just so I don't potentially screw anything up. Now I do somewhere. That should work. A couple of these Japanese games. Unfortunately, because... oh, no. Well, we're going to have to open her all up again anyway, so... we'll do a quick test. So since these systems are region locked, unfortunately, so the PC Engine GT and the LT will only play Japanese games. They will not play US-based TurboGrafx games. Alright. And I get no display. Okay, well that's obviously not right. And I'm sure if I do it this way, yeah. I'm getting a backlight. Okay. Backlight, but no display. Well, that's great. Oh, no. For anyone that's not been here before, this was fully functional before I started working on it, so to see that is very, very disheartening. My guess is I've either not seated a ribbon cable properly or something. That's my hope anyway, because Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not too happy with it. Regardless, I had to open it up anyway because I forgot this little piece right here. So, all right, well, let's see if we can't get this to figure. This is why I usually always test before I button things up, but I was kind of maybe a little overconfident in this one. I'm hoping I didn't damage the ribbon cable. Okay. There's all my screws. Please just be a ribbon cable thing. I'm not so sure, to be quite honest. I may have, well, that's the control. So not, this one's for the controller. The backlight's obviously working. Everything in there looks to be seated properly. I don't see how I could fix that. These are for the controllers. Oh, I'm so gutted right now. Oh, come on, man. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Maybe we can potentially see some stuff here. I can maybe jiggle the ribbon connector, maybe poke at it a little bit. Now the only other thing well, the game's playing, so I don't think it's the game, but we'll try another game. I guess we could try another game just to rule that out, but I really am 100% convinced it's not the game. Yeah, it's not the game. That game doesn't even seem to be working. At least we get audio at the other one. Yeah, the brightness is... Let's do this real quick. I don't think it has to do with the brightness. Although that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, well, we have an issue, folks. We have an issue. 100% have an issue here. Okay, let's just do this real quick. I don't know what to do. This was functional. This is a fully functional system when I first started working on it. Just trying to see if... I mean, there's no way... They only go in one way. Right? I don't think there's a way I could have... Alright, so I'm going to take a look. There's no way I could have gotten that flipped around, right? Could always pull out my other one. But that is not going to go out. I don't think that's going to go... Yeah, there's no way. That's going like that. And this is just preset all channels, so there's nothing that would do anything. Game TV, external antenna. I'm gutted right now. I could try to pull out all the... Let's just do this to make my life a little easier here. Set you aside. Don't think that's going to have anything to do with it, but... Alright, let's take a look at this ribbon cable and make sure I didn't, like, rip it or do anything stupid to it. Everything does look to be pretty good here. This is honestly supposed to be very easy because, like I said, when I first started working on this, everything worked. I mean, that is in as far as it can go. There's no getting that in further. Okay, now we're gonna get the backlight put into place. Alright, so we're just going to go with the backlight and the display. I don't believe the controller actually needs to be plugged in to get the screen to come on here. Alright, turn the light off again just so I can see slightly better. Once again, backlight but no display. Backlight but no display. Assuming that the game is still working. Pop the sound in real quick. Now I could try the TV thing as well. Okay, that's not. Now if I do this, yeah, see, like I'm not even getting any static on the screen anymore. I should be getting like TV static. So there's no display. Very, very, very weird. Okay. So, I mean, I could just, for grins here, I mean, I'm just 99% sure that the only thing that, yeah, this should just be directly related to the controls. So even if I get this put in, it shouldn't matter. Oh boy. Yeah. So that's how my day is going. Weird. I guess I don't know where to even start looking, to be quite honest. Like, I was very convinced that this would pretty much just fire straight up. And that's not right. The God's honest truth is I really just want to get this thing buttoned up so I can move on. Okay, I know for a fact that this isn't going to do a thing. I know it's not, but we're going to try anyway. Yeah. Yep. She did, Jim. Now I don't even think the backlight's gonna have the backlight's on. Backlight comes on, but no display. Display works, so I know the display is good. I'm just gonna go pull the board out, I guess, and I'll just take a quick look at it and see if maybe I'm missing something, or I knocked a component off, or I've got a capacitor on in the wrong way. Now I know on the back of this board, directly in the back, there is a DC to DC converter. I really hope I don't have to pull the screen apart here. Like, I see some slightly worrisome marks in the ribbon cable, but I don't like. And then grab this other switch too, just in case. So let's set the display aside real quick. We'll put this other game away. I don't even know if this game's working. All right. So now we've got to figure out what the F is going on. And I'm going to be quite honest, I really don't know. I really don't. So this is my working one. And we're going to pull this out. So I know this one is 100% working. Yep. All right, we have an issue somewhere because what is this, a wrestling game? Oh yeah. All right, so okay. There's a couple weird things I noticed. The first is that the contrast wheel wasn't doing anything. Or rather, I should say the brightness wheel. So that's a little weird. Because we definitely should be seeing that functional. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's a little concerning. I guess I could take a look at the caps all around that area. We'll double check them, make sure that we're right, but and the other crappy thing is I soldered that shield back on, so that's gonna kind of suck. It won't be much to get it off again, but okay. So I could take a look around that area real quick. But I'm like pretty much 100% positive I got all the caps in the right spot. That's great. We're gonna move this so you have some more room to eat. I mean, I could, at the end of the day, always plug this board into the other console and see if it's the same issue. But my guess is yes, that it will be the same issue. Although I don't know why. I know for a fact that the screen's good, though. Like, I do. So it's got to be a board issue. Let's just quickly go ahead, take a look again at all of my work. Cartridge slot reader. I mean, all that's looking fine. That's pretty much everything I did today. No bridges, everything's soldered. Looks good to me, right? Everything looks fine there. Now this right here is responsible for, I think, powering the display. Good, I'm just double checking, making sure. Now let's do this actually. Grab this. Okay. What I care more about. Do some testing real quick. So. Do that. And now, luckily, because this should be pretty easy to test. Okay, so let's get this out the way real fast. And then, I don't know, I'll try to get this tested. We're not getting any display. Any display. Because it's not even showing that shit from the TV tuner. Which it should be. And the fact that it's not controlling the brightness either is a little worrying. I mean, it could be that the DC to DC converter did blow on it, but I don't think it would have. It was working just fine before. You know what? Maybe it is easier to do this with the screen open like this. Yeah, that is kind of easy, huh? Probably your fingerprints all over the screen, but... Hey, there's no way that it's... Yeah, it's... I'm putting this in the right way, that's for sure. I was maybe concerned that the ribbon got twisted somehow, but no, they legitimately only go one way. So there's no way that I've got that ribbon twisted. Is it just easier to do it this way? Nothing about this is easy. Oh. I know for a fact that is literally as far down as it can go. There's no way. Same thing for that. Okay. So now if I grab my power here, just so I know, I like a little audio representation that things are working. Do that. Yeah, the backlight comes on, but there's no... The volume works. Contrast is... The brightness is not doing a damn thing. But it is 100% bringing the backlight on. But it doesn't do anything. Okay. Well, I guess that kind of gives me some things to look at, but... Alright, I don't want to... Let's just pull this out real quick. Try not to ruin anything here. Let's turn my light back on. Alright. Okay, there we go. You should pull out very easily now. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, we're back to square one. I don't know what to do. Now, the other thing I could potentially do is hook it up to an external monitor. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up my capacitor map. So this is one of the ones that was not north facing. 33. Everything looks good there. And then if I move up north, I mean, that all looks correct. Didn't knock any components off. That's right. Maybe that... Okay, so we've got the LTCAP map I'm pulling up right now. Alright, so I've got that as an F. An F is 33 microfarad, 10 volt. Facing right. And then two B's, which are 3.3 microfarad, 50 volt. Yeah, that's right. In the middle, K, which is a 47 volt. Oh, no. G. G is the 47 UF 6.3. And then right next to that's the 220, which I know for a fact is a 220. Okay, let's take a look at this side of the board here. Just kind of really looking around to see if maybe like I knocked a component off or... But the fact that I'm not getting any... Alright, so what do I have? Make sure that's right. Yes, that's the contrast wheel. So we're taking a look. This is the contrast wheel right here. I'm going to kind of measure the resistance. I think this should be ground. Two ohms between those two. $18 ohms. And open line. 18 ohms. .8 kilo ohms. So that seems like it's working just fine. Looking all around the board, I think that's an audio IC right there. That would make sense considering that's so... That's the controller. Problem that we've got is I don't know. So I'm assuming that it's gonna be this guy right here. So that's that path, but unfortunately that's... I mean, I don't even know what to fucking do. And that's all fine. I guess I can check this cap right here, but as far as I can tell, that's soldered just fine. I don't see any issues, really. And then directly on the other side, over here, we have the... No, I guess I'll just double check. But that's fine. Right? Like... And this is looking a little weird, but it's fine. So I'm sure if I... Is that not a ground? I guess it's not a ground. That's all looking okay. That's definitely a capacitor I added on. But I think that's just straight power over here, right? I don't know what to do. I'm literally gonna have to like go back to the drawing board and start researching this, I guess. So that's definitely a ground. I mean, I guess I could maybe measure some voltages and see if maybe something's missing. I don't... Problem is that I don't know. I'd have to, like literally at this point, probably gonna have to tear down my other one again. Yeah, with no screen on, it's not really wanting to draw anything, obviously. Power's on. Let's see if maybe get some voltages showing up here, huh? Alright, so I got 6 volts coming out of that. Six volts there. 7.8 there. 8 volts there. Okay. Now this is the DC to DC converter. I gotta be real careful around this area. 4. Nothing. 0.8. 1. Let's see here. This is very That's 4 volts. Eight volts. Millivolts on that. And then 1 volt on that. So I don't really see. I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to put a game in real quick and see if maybe that gives me a little something different. It's the same draw, slightly higher, but oh, I got a little too full of myself, I guess. Phew, boy, I'm befuddled. Don't have anything to do with anything. I was just wondering, man. If I didn't solder in a cap right or something, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, these things only go one way. And I have them in the right way. Obviously, I don't think there's... I guess I could pull that heat shield off, the RF shield off, and poke around some, but... That's maybe not right there. Oh wait, no, that was supposed to be a 33, right? F. Yeah, 33. So that's completely right. And I'll take a look at this connector over here. Just making sure. And that's all soldered fine. There's nothing. I doubt that has anything to do with anything. In fact, that's probably the backlight. Looks to be like just a bypass capacitor anyway, if there was one installed. Might have to just go back and rewatch my video. I don't think it would be anything cartridge connector related, right? Probably not. That wouldn't explain why the brightness circuit wasn't working. I mean, I could theoretically have a dead capacitor. Now this, let's just double check, make sure this is still connected to ground. The only thing I could really kind of think of, but this is supposed to be ground. Yeah, it's fine. I was just saying that because I know that, so you could see how that's kind of not working right. Maybe that's it. Let's try. I could just jump that. Let's maybe reflow that some. It very well could be that. Very well could be. And I mean, I could. Yeah, see, there's nothing. I don't like that though. Makes me curious. Because it is not grounded properly. And you could see that there was a bit of a wiggle before. I really, really, really doubt that was my issue. I really doubt it, but, you know, I mean, I guess we'll give it a go. I doubt it, though. This capacitor? Yeah, I mean, it could be. Could just run. No, was it that one, or was it a different one? It was this one over here, I thought. That's just straight power. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it, though. Really, really, really doubt it. Because I don't know why that would have anything to do with anything. Later than I was wanting it to be. My guess is that that didn't have anything to do with anything. Squish that bail down just a little bit. Oops. Oh, just a little bit out of alignment. Okay. All right, now we get the oops. Okay. Okay, well, nope. Still nothing. That's funny. Power's on. Screen's on. No brightness. I'm 99% sure that this line is the backlight. Now if I turn it on, yeah, 100%. All right, so I've got that figured out correctly, but I mean, we're just in the same boat. I just don't know what to do now. And I'll visually inspect one more time, but as far as I can tell, all of those pins look just fine. No tears or anything. I don't see any tears. See a lot of dust, but no tears. I mean, the real test is to basically take this board and then put it in the known working one, and then from there, that would tell me where the issue lies. And I'm guessing it's on the board. I just don't know where the hell it could be. Like, Like, I really just don't get that. Like, it was working. What bothers the crap out of me is this thing was 100% functional before I started working on it. So I did something to it. And I don't know what. And I'm like, I really am just confused at this point. I mean, I'm showing 400 and 500 ohms through that adjustment. And then if I increase the brightness, does that change that at all? No, 497. So I don't think these two are connected. Now, like, distance from here to here, 7, 16. So I'm assuming when I go down that these will start getting really. 7, that's the same. So that's kilo ohms. So now so the potentiometer is working. When I have full brightness, I'm down to 15 ohms. So like that's pretty much open. I just don't know. That looks fine, right? Man, I was so overconfident in this because I don't even really if I know what I'm looking at is the actual contrast circuit, but or brightness circuit. I'm assuming it is though. Like, where does that go to? Is it right there? Is that transformer right there. Oh, this freaking metal makes things so hard. So that's ground, but what about this guy, like right here? No. Connected here, maybe? Guess if we have that working for sure. Alright. So that's fed from that. Direct line. Does this get connected? Is this the ground? It's not. Where does that go to? That's a little weird. So I ran over the controller for it. Oh, there's a ground. 100%. I'll be right here. Yes, so that is ground. It's just not on the same ground as... Alright, so that is just ground. It's gotta be. And if I touch this to another... No? It's not ground? Where does this go to? I mean, I know... So these are connected. Which I'm assuming I thought was a ground plane, but maybe I was wrong. See, that is. So this... 100% this is driving the LCD. Oh, maybe not. False positive? False positive. False positive. That is not connected to that. Okay. Okay, so these, that's ground. 100% that's ground. Alright, but that's not ground back here. What about this? No. So, I don't understand, unless you're just on a different ground plane. It's not connected to anything else. Everything there looks fine. Not really trying to figure out what goes to what. This is such a weird pinout too, like it goes to a 3-pin switch? Really? Not really, Felchi. I'm kind of sad right now because this is not. It was working and now it's not. And I don't know what the hell happened. But I'm very, very, very sad right now. So I guess these are double rows, or are they single rows? Well, we know that it's power in the backlight. So I'm assuming all these connections are fine. That should be a ground, I think. Maybe. No connect. This goes to here. Which then goes to here. Okay. And this goes to there. Okay. Is it also connected to that? So, I mean, all that's connected. There's no broken traces there anyway. There's like 5 pins on that. So now that I'm hooking everything up right. I'm guessing that those are all the controllers. I just wish. Just wondering if it's these. There's 5 pins. I'm gonna imagine though that it's got to be passing through something. I mean, obviously these are going to be connected here, but all right. So Oh, I really wish I had a better schematic or something for this. I imagine that it's probably going to pass through a capacitor or something. But I thought maybe brightness circuits are usually pretty simple. Got a whole bunch of transistors there, but they're not part of the brightness circuit. Alright. So it's basically like making sure this is not a ground, right? So this is a ground. There's no point in me tracking it. As far as I can tell, it's not a ground. Should be connected here. And then that. I'm assuming. So it's this guy right here. Of course. Guess I gotta pull the shield off again. Yeah, well, you know what? I've had it. I'm calling it. I'm kind of upset, and I don't feel like being here anymore. So y'all have a great weekend. I will probably be back tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to just do some research on this before I just get too frustrated and ruin something. So I've got a lot of reading up to do. See if we can't figure it out. I'm done. So I will hopefully see you here tomorrow. Sorry I could not get this working today. Maybe you'll have some better news tomorrow. I doubt it because there's very little information on these boards. So it's going to be a big crapshoot as to whether or not I get it working or not. But